Hello folks, welcome to another video. We are in the Microsoft Sim and we're currently playing a game of chicken with this aeroplane. Folks, it's Friday, at least it is when I film this video, which means a Freeware Friday episode. Try and do one of those every Friday where it's possible. And today we're featuring this aeroplane. This is the BF109-E Messerschmitt. The only aircraft name that makes it sound like you're perpetually drunk. I'm flying a Messerschmitt. So this aeroplane made its way into the community recently, and it's done by the same guy that did the Hawker Hurricane, which I featured in a previous episode of Freeware Friday. How's this weather? It's a little ominous. Hey, I guess a lot of the WW2 pilots felt that way when they launched on their sorties. The BF109 did some damage in the Great War, didn't it? And in some respects, it outplayed the more famous. Well, is it more famous? The Western, big names like the Spitty and the Mustang and the Hurry and all that sort of stuff. It had a pretty good record. The BF109-E. This is the E model. So, Freeware Friday episode, folks, typically is, jeez, I just can't get over this weather. Have a look at it. There must be some breeze up there. This could make for an interesting journey. We've got live weather running, and let me sort of zoom out a little bit for you. We'll just appreciate that scene. Yikes. Live weather running. We're in a place in Germany called Heringsdorf. Why Heringsdorf? Well, Heringsdorf has a aviation museum, which is currently closed, I see, and due to the pandemic and all of the conditions and regulations and that brings. But currently closed, and I think it's probably currently closed because it's sort of midwinter as well. It may have something to do with it. It's normally open in the summer. And Heringsdorf, they have a airworthy Messerschmitt. Perhaps they have more than one. I don't know, but I know there's one there. There aren't that many around the world that are still in airworthy condition. Apparently we've got one in Australia, according to Wikipedia. I wasn't aware of that. Anyway, enough about that, folks. You've seen the externals. Let's jump inside. This is the VC, and look, it's pretty well done. Freeware, and it's of very similar quality to the Hawker Hurricane that this guy did. There will be a link to it in the description. Of course, the difference between the Hurricane and the Messerschmitt, well, there are many differences, but one of the most obvious ones, just looking at the panel, is that the Messi, I'm going to call it, is has the placards in German. I'm sure there are some viewers of the channel that speak German. I'm not one of them. So I'm not going to even attempt to pronounce any of this stuff or even to translate it. I'm going to go for a fly, folks. That's the purpose of these videos. Well, that's the main purpose anyway. We'll go for a fly. We'll do a few maneuvers. I don't know how high we're going to get. We're going to try and find some somewhat clean or clear air. And a little bit of light. I could always change the weather, I suppose, but I don't know. That's really impressive. Really impressive. I think we'll run with it. Folks, we are started on the runway. Just because that's easier. I don't know much about the startup procedure for a Messerschmitt. There isn't documentation as such that comes with it. There is a page on the flightsim.to, and that might provide some guidance. It is a work in progress, and one thing I really admired about this particular guy is what he did with the Hurricane was he kept working on it, kept tweaking it, and it went through a whole bunch of iterations, and I suspect that he'll do the same for the Hurry, and he listens to feedback and that sort of stuff. So, hats off to you, mate, and thank you for bringing another Freeware Warbird to the sim. So, folks, I will get myself sorted out with controllers here, and we'll go for a fly. Alrighty, got ourselves sorted out here. This could be real interesting, folks. This thing have flaps? It does. It's got one stage of flaps. They're either up or they're down. For takeoff, I'm reckoning they need to be up. Yeah, I'm not even going to attempt to explain the instrument panel. I mean, most of the dials are pretty familiar. Most of them. In fact, all of them, aren't they? Yeah, good enough. The visibility here, not great. It's a tail dragger. Don't know how this is going to go, folks. But there's only one way to find out, right? Let's do it. Slowly introduce some juice. Slowly but surely. Here we go. Going to need to get fancy on the footwork, I reckon. Lots of right boot. Not too much right boot. Oh, good. Okay. We're in a bit of trouble here. We're going to fishtail a little bit, trying to keep it on the strip. That'll be an achievement. How about we lift off there? Try and get in the air. Let's go. Alright, we're airborne. That was not pretty at all. Gear can come up. Away we go. Alright, we'll drop the manifold back to about 30 and bring the prop back a little bit to about 26 or something. What do you reckon? 30 and 25 even on the manifold. We don't need to go that quick. Nice sounds. Here we go. We'll make a turn out here. She rolls quite well. Yeah, you can hear the wind sounds. Don't know if it'll come through on the video. Airspeed indicator is interesting. Let me zoom in there. What are we doing? Airspeed. What have we got? So that's 200. Is it? Is that 260? Am I correct? 260 knots? Am I reading that correctly? I don't know. A nice steepish turn, low level over the water here. Try and fly it in balance. Roll that bank in. Yeah, I mean she's quite agile. It feels a lot like the Hurricane. Which is not a bad thing. Do some rolls and stuff. Hey, maybe go one to the left. Oh, nice sounds as we go over the top. Rolling out. Head back now to the right. Do a bit of tree trimming while we're here. Well, the locals will appreciate that. There we go, low level tree trim. Perhaps a little bit too low, mate. Yeah, we've got a radio pylon over here. An antenna. Give him a burl. Wave to the folks. Hello, folks. Right. Let's try and go vertical. Full juice. See how long we can maintain that. Up we go. Speed starts to bleed off. She gets a little bit wobbly. Very wobbly. Look at the climb. The climb performance is fantastic. It did have in that thing called IRL, otherwise known as in real life, it did have impressive climb performance, didn't it? As I recall. It had advantages over the Western fighters. I just don't remember all of them. I remember watching a whole bunch of documentaries, though. There will be viewers to the channel that know far more about the Messerschmitt, and I don't know why I need to pronounce it like that, why I feel the need. Can I say it normally? Messerschmitt. It's just one of those words which just sort of, I don't know, feels like I should pronounce it like a drunk. Apologies to Mr Messerschmitt and the whole Messerschmitt family. Where's our airport, folks? We've kind of lost sight of it. I might have to pull up the map and see what it's all about. But first, let's go outside and give you guys that like that outside view something to look at. There we go, low level. Hey, that's nice, hey, with that weather and stuff. Oh, there's an airport over there, that's probably it. Should we make a turn? Let's make a turn. Maybe not that steep, pal. Alright, back towards the strip now, folks. Head for home. Try and fly an approach of some sort here. See how she handles on the approach. Got our power died way back there, didn't realise. 30-20 now, or 30-25 again. So we'll do one low level pass of the strip. And then maybe a left circuit onto whatever runway this is. Nice long strip, eh? Oh, the lights are sort of floating. Oh no, they're on pylons. I think this is the strip that we took off from, wasn't it? We probably took off from the other end, the other direction. Nice low level pass here. Let's see how low we can get this thing. Just hold it off a little bit. There we go. Oh. Good thing we don't have a radio altimeter. Well, Betty on board, she'd probably be screaming, pull up, pull up. Alright, rolling around. A couple of rolls to the right, why not? You're in a warbird, you kind of got to. Alright, we'll come back around. We'll put the brakes on, put the boots out. Get the doors down. Slow us up here. So we're doing what, 200 knots? That airspeed indicator's takes a little bit of getting used to. And the sort of the perspective here a little bit removed. At least my tired old eyes are having trouble reading the gauges, or the airspeed gauge anyway. We'll continue the turn around. What are we seeing? Are we seeing anything? Is there a strip down there? There is one right there, right? Okay. So, come right back on the juice. Oh, we've probably screwed the pooch here on this approach a little bit. I don't know what the gear extension speed is, but I'm going to have a guess that it's about 160. Which is kind of what... Yeah, we'll go here. Gear down. And we're going to go flaps down. See what happens when you get the boots out and the flaps down. Oh yeah, speed bleeds right off. Might need a little bit of juice before we plant it short of the runway. Alright, might just keep a little bit of power in. Here we go, folks. Back to where it all began. And I'll see how we go here if we can plant this thing. We need to hold it off a little bit and bleed off some speed, I reckon. Or we're going to bounce. Get it on. We're going to bounce anyway. And we're going to kangaroo hop all the way down. I think I did that in the Hurricane as well. I do it in most bloody tail draggers, it would appear. Anyway, folks, we are on the runway. I think. No? Oh, a little bit of an excursion, folks. There we go. A little bit of a pirouette to finish the flight. Will we end up back on the strip? We will. Look. Look. That's a hard surface. Good thing I don't have the replay function here. Folks, that's been the Messerschmitt, the Freeware Messerschmitt. Thanks to the developer for making it available. And my apologies for not doing you justice there, mate. It's a very ordinary landing. But many of mine are. Folks, if you're in the market for another warbird here in the sim, and you don't want to pay too much money, as in nothing, check this one out. Thanks again for your company, folks. Bye for now.